Refreshing limoncello. The INFP personality type is probably one of the most, if not the most, unique. The uniquest, if you will, of the 16 personalities. INFPs are individualistic. They're creative. They do their own thing. So when it comes to relationships, an INFP needs to find a partner who has a few particular characteristics. It can't just be anyone off the street, all right? They've got to be able to handle an INFP. Not everybody is up to the task. Before we continue, a word from this video's sponsor, Been Verified. Let's say you're on the dating apps, you meet this cute guy, you hit it off, he wants to meet in real life, but you're like, I just watched the Showtime docuseries Love Fraud about a guy who conned dozens of women out of hundreds of thousands of dollars after meeting them on dating apps, and I'm freaked out. Not to fret, my frisky pony, with a subscription to Been Verified, you can plug in your potential suitor's name and see any of his public records in the US. Has he been to prison? It will be there. But so will his address history, his relatives, his known associates, and even social media accounts linked to his name. Or even something like, you want to send a birthday card to your Uncle Ed, but he moved to Duluth last year and you don't know his new address. You can probably find it on Been Verified. Go to my link in the description today and get 15% off a 1-month or 3-month trial with Been Verified. Ensure your safety in any of these situations and make sure your Uncle Ed gets his birthday card on time, gosh darn it. The first thing an INFP needs in a partner is someone who will respect their feelings. INFPs are deeply emotional, but the irony is they don't often show it. And lots of times they don't even like talking about it. Their emotions are like an iceberg. You might see a little bit above the surface, but there's so much more going on beneath the surface. An INFP needs to have a partner who understands this and who realizes that there are going to be times where you are feeling things and they're not really going to understand it and that you just have to feel it. INFPs don't react well to people who are like, get over it, or tell you that you shouldn't feel a certain way. An ideal partner for an INFP will be able to be by their side when they are up and when they are down without questioning the validity of their emotions. Next, INFPs need someone who can keep them grounded. Someone who is a bit practical. INFPs have wild imaginations. I think INFPs would often rather just spend time in their imaginations than in the real world. The downside of this, of course, is that if you are stuck in your imagination, you're not really living life, and you can let the practical day-to-day things pile up until you're overwhelmed. INFPs need a partner who can appreciate their deep imaginations, but also be like, hey, ground control to Major Tom. Let's take your protein pills and put your helmet on, okay? Relationships are about balance. I'll probably say it several more times throughout this video. So an INFP needs someone who is well grounded in reality and is practical to balance out the INFP. This next one is another quality that will balance out an INFP because an INFP needs someone who will help them be more social. Now I know a lot of the INFPs watching now are like, no man, I don't need no help being social. My dream partner is someone who'll stay at home with me and will never have to go out ever again. But hear me out. This doesn't mean you need to find a partner who's like a party animal or someone who likes to go out all the time. In fact, believe it or not, many extroverts I have met consider themselves to be homebodies. But the difference is when they're around people, they like to engage with them. INFPs, on the other hand, like to stick to themselves. I think it's fair to say that they'd really just prefer not to interact with anyone most of the time. But a lot of that, I think, comes from a fear of judgment. INFPs really care about what everyone else thinks about them, more so than is typical, and not like in a neutral, oh, I wonder what they think, but more like a, oh my gosh, my world is ending because of what they think kind of way. You know, like, your circuit's dead, there's something wrong kind of way. So having a partner who likes talking to people, someone who can serve as a social buffer is great for INFPs because their partner can help them be more social while taking away some of the fear that comes from being solo in a social situation. And that's good. Socializing helps you grow as a person and ultimately will help you feel more connected with others and get over some of that fear of judgment, which really holds INFPs back. Before we continue, let's pause briefly and see if YouTube would like to show a commercial to those of us who don't have premium. Thank you for sitting through that. And if you're getting value from this video, hit the thumbs up button and consider subscribing and hitting that bell button. The bell button will instantly place an order for you at Taco Bell. Okay, that's not true. Now, after your partner has dragged you around to a couple of social events, you'll probably be pretty drained. INFPs need a partner who understands that sometimes you need space and who can respect that. Some people get nervous, they freak the F out when an INFP shuts down because to them, being quiet, being closed off, keeping to themselves is something that they would only do if they were very upset. But to an INFP, that's just something you have to do every once in a while. You gotta process all the crap going on in your brain. Or maybe you just wanna play around in your imagination for a little while and escape from the real world. INFPs need a partner who will realize, oh, okay, you need to recharge, that's okay. I'm gonna do my own thing for a while too. When you have a partner who can respect your alone time, it will make that time so much more refreshing for you so that you can engage again even sooner with your partner and the rest of the world. Now, I've already mentioned that INFPs have crazy imaginations. You know, they're out there floating in a most peculiar way. And that's because INFPs love to explore. They are naturally adventurous, even if just in their mind. So they need a partner who will go along with that and help the INFP explore. Because INFPs have an imagination that is focused on the possibilities of the outside world, they need to keep feeding it. They need a partner who will be there for that, whether that's in conversation, exploring new ideas, or actually going out into the real world on adventures. Without someone who can explore with them, an INFP will get bored and feel trapped, which is not exactly something you want in a relationship. Next, this might seem obvious, but INFPs need someone with whom they can foster a deep connection. INFPs take everything very personally. They feel like their connection with, you know, the barista at Starbucks is special. So in a relationship, they need someone who will also treat the connection as a very special, personal thing. And not everyone is like that. I mean, there are lots of people, even in a loving, healthy relationship, who view the connection with their partner in a less intense, deep way. And to INFPs, that's extremely off-putting. INFPs want the kind of intense relationship where, if the INFP said to someone, "Tell my wife I love her very much," the other person would just reply, "She knows." Lastly, INFPs need someone who can challenge them to grow. Specifically, the place where INFPs need to grow the most is in learning how to get out of their own head a bit more and rely on their own feelings a bit less. INFPs have such a strong inner compass about what they like and don't like, what they think is good and bad, and how they feel about everything, that it can lead them to act kind of selfish and forget about everyone else. The INFP's biggest challenge in life is going to be opening themselves up to realizing that other people's judgments are just as valid as their own. The INFP superpower is that they know who they are and they have a vision and they're very sure of it, but the cost of letting that go unchecked is that everyone else might think that you only care about yourself. A good partner will help the INFP realize that they can better achieve their dreams if they can challenge themselves in this way to think, what do other people think? How can I work with others and not just go off on my own and do my own thing as I'm floating around my tin can? I've got an email list where every Monday I send out a motivational word of the week. Head to infj.me/fun to sign up. Once again, this video was sponsored by Been Verified. Get a 15% discount by using the link in the description where most of that stuff goes. Check out this video next, and until next time, stay cool and attractive.